Hi my friends, how you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Today I thought about making a video and I wanted to share this story with you when cockroaches actually changed my life. Cockroaches put me on the journey to become successful in life. I'm going to share that story with you to inspire you that how things sometimes change and we don't even know that things going to change in our life in a such a fashion that we can't even imagine it. But before I will share that story with you, then I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things. Very first thing, that if you want to be successful, make sure that you work very hard, make sure that you save, and make sure you invest the money. That's the recipe for anybody who is a millionaire or has become a millionaire. So you really have to work hard, you really have to save, and you really have to invest the money. This is must. Otherwise it will be very difficult to become a successful financially. So work hard, save money, and invest money. And my thing is that you got to save at least 65% to 80% of your net income. Now a lot of people would not agree with me. A lot of people will think that it's absolutely crazy that how could somebody even could live on 35% of their net income or 20% of their net income. Boy, I'm going to tell you this, that if you really want to be successful, you can do it. I have done it. I have actually lived on 10% of the income and 90% I have saved. See what you can do about life. If you really want to be successful, you really have to suppress your instant gratification. Whatever you can get it now, you just put a hold on it and just wait for the day when you're successful. Then you get that thing. Then it will make more sense to you. So when you initially put your work into saving the money, investing the money, working very hard, you are basically brightening up your future. This is what you are actually working on your future. So this is the very first thing I'm going to tell you. I tell everybody in my each video that do that because it's very, very, very important. And second thing I'm going to tell you that please subscribe my channel if you can, and please tell your friends, at least 3 friends, tell them that they will get inspired by my stories. My life is just full of a story. The reason I want to share my stories with you, that what my goal is actually to tell you that it is doable. Anybody can be successful as long as they put their mind into it, as long as they are focused, as long as they are determined, and as long as they're resolute and they do not want to fail. This is the commitment you have to make to yourself. Then you will be very, very successful. Subscribe my channel, tell your friends about my channel, and also if you like the video, then share the video with other people. And this is little by little people will learn. This is my goal in life, to inspire young people and inspire the people who are really want to be successful. Now in this video I'm going to tell you this story, which is a very interesting story. The cockroaches. Yes, the cockroaches actually pushed me to the point that the successes started happening. Now I'm gonna tell you this story. I'm gonna tell you some background of my life, so then you would know how this thing happened in my life. And now reason I share my life story with you, I don't want you to feel bad about me. In some ways I'm glad that I grew up poor. In some ways I'm very happy now that I had a very challenging life and very impoverished life. Because that taught me a lot. The people who struggle when they are growing up, you learn a lot from your life. Sometimes we feel sorry that, oh my God, we are struggling. Oh my God, I didn't have this, or I don't have this. But you know what? It teaches you every day something. If you want to learn from it, you have only 2 ways to go when you are struggling and when you're poor. One way to go about life is to make your life better, work very hard, and have role models in your life. And if you don't have a role model, and watch people who are actually observe people who are successful, then you're gonna learn from it. You do not have to learn from anybody. Somebody can sit down and tell you exactly how to live life. You can just observe. You can watch TV. You can see successful people on TV. You can see successful person in your family. You can see successful person, somebody in your neighborhood. But the point is that you learn from each experience. So I grew up a very impoverished background, and I shared my stories with you guys in my previous videos, and I'm glad now I can say that I learned so much about life. So this story I'm gonna tell you. This happened actually in 1979 when I was in Bombay in India. Me and my brother, we were staying in the hotel. That hotel in Bombay actually still exists. It's on A Road on Marine Drive. The hotel name is Bentley Hotel. We were staying in the hotel. It's a very, very nice area. It has always been a very nice area. The top notch place, the best place in Bombay to live, as far as what money can buy, is Marine Drive. You tell anybody Marine Drive, they will tell you how nice that place is. But anyway, so we were staying there, and the business was okay, and but business was not great, because we really did not have a whole lot of money. So we were just basically struggling. I would not even call myself as a businessman then. I was working for my brother. So me and my brother, and I would say that we are basically hustling, and we were basically trying to get some traction in life. So anyway, we were actually my brother was part of a group. That group used to organize exhibition / sales in a 5-star hotel. There were actually several groups. So we were part of one group, and then there were other groups where also we will rent a conference room in a fancy hotel, 5-star hotel, sometimes 3-star hotel, and then we will share that area. In that shared area, one would sell jewelry, other person will sell ivory. Ivory was not banned then, and somebody will sell carpets, and we were selling painting and some other handicrafts and stuff. So this is how we organized that exhibition / sales. So that's how we were making the living. And now we knew that when we were in a 5-star hotel, the rich people will come in and they will do their shopping there. So the prices were actually ridiculously high. But anyway, the people in the group started competing with each other, and the people, they were fighting, and the greed came in. Somebody was making more sales than other, so the jealousy pumped in and all that. But in that comparative environment, only people who could actually survive, the people who had money. And we did not have money, but people in our group, they didn't know whether we had money or not. But anyhow, somehow we ended up outside of the group. So we were not part of any group. We did not have any choice. Me and my brother, we did not have any choice, but we did have merchandise. So we decided that we should start our own thing, and then we should start our own sales. But not having money, and also not having somebody who can assist us, it was just not possible for us to do something like that on our own. And in business, you gotta have a good plan, and also gotta have actually money. So little by little, the money we had actually getting exhausted, and we ended up not having any money at all, and very little money, and so we could not pay the rent to the motel or the hotel, and so the hotel people asked us to move out. We paid our final bill to the hotel, and we moved out. Now when we moved out, we did not have any place to go, and we were in a limbo. Now what we gonna do? Going back to Delhi was not the choice, since we were from Delhi, because we were already struggling there, and we did not know anybody in Bombay. Only people we knew in Bombay, the people who were with us participating in those exhibitions. And we could not and did not want to disclose our hardship to anybody. So me and my brother ended up on the street. We will sleep in the train stations. We were sleeping in the trains, and we were sleeping in the park. We were sleeping in the beaches, and the life went on like this for some time. So to pass time during the daytime, me and my brother actually will go around and look for a place where we can start the business, and at the night time, in the evening, since we did not have any place to live, so we were just finding any place where we could have a 2 or 3 or 4 hour sleep. So we were riding in the train. I remember that we took the train from Churchgate to Bandra, I believe, Bandra or Dadar, I don't remember exactly. And so what we would do, we will actually sleep where the people will, in the rack where people would put their stuff in, their briefcases or their luggage and all that. So we will climb up and and just lay down on that in that shelf, and we will not face the people. We will face the wall of the compartment of the train. And here people are coming in the train and going out, and people are saying different things. These guys must be thieves, these guys must be druggies and all that. And we had no choice but to just ignore their comments. But nobody really bothered us. So once in a while somebody tap on our back, and but we would just act like we are sleeping. Anyway, so we were passing our time like that. It was a very, very bad time, and a very lot of hardship. So now what happens, it was I think probably around 3 or 3:30 at Bandra or Dadar. I don't remember exactly which station we were at, and that's the time the trains, the people will clean the trains, and the trains will start back on around 4 o'clock. So there was a 1 hour window from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The staff will clean the train, make sure that the the engines are functioning fine and all that. And now we had a choice either to get out from the train station for an hour or stay at the train station. We decided, since we have very limited money, so we decided to stay in the train station. And then as soon as the train will start at 4 o'clock, we'll climb back on the train, so we did not have to buy the ticket again, and then sleep. And then get off wherever we wanted to get off. Usually we used to get off at the Churchgate train station. So anyhow, while we were waiting for a train to restart, and the worker was cleaning the train, one of the guy actually approached us and asked us, just simple question about what we are and what we do and all that. And in the conversation, he found out that we were homeless and we did not have any place to go, and we must have looked very tired, and we must have looked totally haggard. So we told him the truth, that we don't have any place to go, and he was a very nice guy. He said that, well, listen, you guys are very tired. This is not the way to live life. I think you guys need rest. And he said that we'll go to this religious place where you can stay there 3 nights, 3 days, no rent, for free. Only thing you have to do is there to help clean this religious place, and then you will be able to take a bath, and they will provide you the food, and lunch and dinner both, and that's just serve the God and serve these people, and then you will get to rest. So I said, well, this is me and my brother thought that is a very good idea, and so we took the address from the guy, and we ended up at this religious place. We walked in the place, and this guy showed up, and he was a priest, and we told him who we were, and we told him about our situation. He was a big guy and somewhat tallish, but really big in size, and very pleasant, very nice, looked very healthy, and he had long hair, and he was wearing saffron clothes. He almost looked like a sadhu or the holy man, and he was very polite and very kind to us. So I remember that it was in the evening sometime when we reached to that religious place, and he welcomed us, and very first thing he offered us that we should go ahead and take a shower, and we went in and we took shower, and then his help, they gave us food and also explained us what we would be supposed to doing to help that religious place. The cleaning was part of it, and also serving to other people was part of it. And I thought that, well, it's not a big deal at all, because we really needed sleep, and we really wanted to share our story with somebody, and wanted to get some traction in life, and I wanted to have something to eat. But anyway, then after we ate and we took a shower, and I think it's about 9 or 10 in the evening. Now this gentleman, this priest, offered us a room, and I still remember that the room was not very big. I think it was probably 6 by 8 or 8 by 8, not very big at all. It had a blue paint, dark sky blue paint on the walls, and also the ceiling was high. The ceiling was, I believe that it was a 10-foot ceiling, and there was a wire dropping down from the ceiling and had a light bulb on it. And there was a folded door, folded door, and you open the door and you face the street. There were two doors. One door was you enter in the room, and the another door was a folded door. So you can open the doors and you can see the street out there. And so there was a street light, and there was a little area, probably 20 by 20 concrete floor, and it almost looked like a courtyard. And across from courtyard there was a very small street, probably not even 10 feet wide, and then across from there were little stores lined up, and there was hardly any traffic on the street. It was, I believe, around 10 in the evening or so, and we were very tired. Both me and my brother. And I looked at the floor. The floor was all it was concrete floor, and the cement of the concrete was just all broken, and there were a lot of cracks and a lot of patches on the floor, and the walls didn't look very clean either. And then you have a area where the light switches were, and so I opened the folded door, and there's a street light. So there's some light came in the room, and then I was looking for a switch to flip so that the light dropping from the ceiling would turn on. But I noticed that there were a couple of wires, which were actually directly connected to the light from the ceiling. So what you're supposed to do is to put those wires into the socket, and the light will come on. So that's exactly what I did. And we had our little suitcases, not really suitcases, almost like bags. So we had our couple of the pants and our underwears, and we did not have a whole lot of clothing or anything. Our brushes to clean our teeth, and just brush to our hair. But anyway, we were tired, so we put our stuff down, and I put the wires in the socket, and the light came on. And the walls look very dirty, but thank God we had at least a place to stay, and we knew that we're gonna be staying there three nights. So it was really peace in my mind. So my brother and I talked a little bit. Our stomach was full, so they gave us a newspaper. They didn't have any sheets or anything. They assumed that we might have some sheets in our bags, but anyhow they gave us a newspaper. So we put down the newspaper on the floor, and our bags, we use our bags as a pillow, and then we were just so exhausted. And so my brother said, well, turn the light off. So I pulled the wires out from the socket, and we laid down, and soon we were just totally gone. We fell asleep. And I, of course, before we fell asleep, I shut that folded door. And there was a crack between the two doors, so the little bit of light was coming in the room. Then around 2 or 2:15 in the morning, we were sound asleep, and I just noticed or felt there was something was crawling over my body. I could not figure out, and my very first reaction was that maybe it's some insect or something. But I was back in my mind, I was thinking, I hope it's not a snake or anything, and I was scared. So I got up, and I knew where the light switch box was. So I took the wires and I put the wires into the socket, and the light came on. The light was hanging down from the ceiling, and all it had is actually no light cover, just a bulb, very 40 watts one, let's say. And as soon as I turned the light on, and there was a bunch of cockroaches. I mean, you would not believe that how many cockroaches. Probably thousands of cockroaches. I'm not exaggerating. And they were crawling all over the walls, all over my body. And I looked at my brother, and my brother's body was totally, at least 2/3 of the body was covered with roaches. But he was so tired. He was so exhausted and tired, he would not even move. I moved because I started noticing that they were crawling on my face. And I got scared and I ran outside. I opened those folded doors and ran outside, and like I said earlier in my story, that there was a street light, and the street light also had a bulb, and it's a yellow light, and it's like 2 or 2:15 or 2:30 in the morning. I ran outside, and I was just basically shaking all my clothes to get rid of those cockroaches. And as soon as I turned the light on, the cockroaches were running on the walls, on the floor, everywhere, frantically. As soon as the light was on, they don't like lights, they like dark. So I ran outside. My bag was inside. My brother was sleeping on the floor, and then I ran back in the room to get my brother up. So I shook my brother and I got him up. He did not know what happened, and I asked him to get up and get out of the room. Well, he was half asleep, and he got out of the room. And then when he saw, he freaked out too, and I freaked out. So we took our clothes off. I mean, we were totally naked, but nobody was on the street. It was 2 in the morning. Or 2:30 in the morning, and we sat down. There was a hand pump there. So I pumped the water, hand pump, and the water came out from the spigot. So my brother took the bath, and I took the bath. And we did not have a whole lot of clothes, so we basically used the same underwear and same shirt and same t-shirt. We ran inside of the room, and we got our bags out. We took everything out of the bags and shook everything. We were not sure that we got rid of all those roaches, thousands of roaches. We thought that, well, this is not the place to live, and we left. And I think it's around 4 or 4:30 in the morning, we ended up we walked at least hour and a half or so, and we ended up on the Marine Drive. And we walked more and more toward the area we were familiar with. There was a 5-star hotel back in the day on Marine Drive. It's still there. The hotel is there, but the name is different. It used to be called O'Brien Sheraton, but now it's called Trident. But more we walked toward that hotel, more we felt like there is something crawling somewhere. So we were just shaking our clothes, but apparently there was nothing there. We got rid of most of the roaches. I think all of the roaches. I didn't see anything after those roaches. And we were just totally paranoid by the experience we had. Now the day broke. Around 6:30, people had started, around 5 or so, the people had started coming and walking on the beach and also the Marine Drive. There's a really nice area there where people walk. It's still to this day, there's a really nice sidewalk there. People walk and people sit around the seashore. So anyway, more I thought about, and more my brother thought about those roaches, more we decided that we have to do something. We cannot live like this. We were already trying very hard to get traction in life, to do something so that we will start making money and we will start doing our business. Now, we used to store our good clothes with a dry clean shop on A Road. There was a guy, he was from Iran, he had a dry clean shop. He knew us, but he didn't know anything about our life, that what was going on in our life. Then there was another guy on the same road. His name was Omi, and he was from Delhi. He used to drive taxi. Very young man with a young wife, his two young children, and we told him our story. Anyhow, around 8:30 or so, my brother said that we should get rid of all these clothes we had because the roaches and all that. We were totally freaked out, and we should get our nice clothes from the dry cleaning shop. So we got our nice clothes from the dry cleaning shop, and my brother, we used to go actually every other day to look for opportunities to find a little store somewhere we can display our merchandise and then start working. But that day, more we will shake this, more somehow something propelled us, something pushed us to go toward that hotel, Oberoi Sheraton Nice, called Trident. My brother knew people there. Then somebody told him that right at least a block or two east of that hotel there was a hotel, Bombay International. It was not a 5-star hotel. Somebody told him that there is a place there he can rent. So he went over there and he talked to the manager. Manager knew him, and we rented a room there, conference room there. So we were very excited. We got our merchandise, whatever the merchandise we had displayed, and boom, very first day, within hours, as soon as we displayed our merchandise, we had a very good business. I don't remember exact how much money we had, or we made in sales all day. But I think, looking back and thinking back, I think it was probably around $3,000 to $4,000 US worth of business we did. And I could not believe that. Just about 18 or 20 hours before, we were totally desperate and destitute. Roaches were climbing over us. But I think, looking back, that something happened, that maybe those roaches pushed us toward that. Maybe that was a good luck. I don't know, I can say what was the deal was, but certainly our fortune started changing. We always worked hard, so the working hard was not an issue. But that incident remained our mind, and ever since, no one likes roaches, but ever since, I remember that maybe those roaches pushed us. I don't know, but ever since, I never had a difficult time in life. A real difficult time I'm talking about. Definitely had some hardship, but nothing like what I experienced then. The roaches covered our body, and there were thousands. I will never forget that experience. So my point is, don't give up. Do not give up. You can make it happen in life, financially, or whatever you're aspiring to become. But you can certainly do very well and become very successful in life if you continue to move, no matter how hard the life becomes or becomes challenging. I just wanted to share this story with you. I would not forget this story for the rest of my life. The reason it is because something subconsciously tells me there was something in those roaches pushed us. We could have actually gone in any direction. We did not have when we got out of that religious place. We could have run in a different direction. But why we ran toward the hotel? We knew, or we used to do the business. Maybe because that was a familiar area for me. I don't have any answer for that. And really honestly, we really didn't avoid it to go in that area before. The reason it is because that area people knew us. We didn't want to run into anybody who knew us. So maybe the roaches pushed us back into that area. But after that, our financial life started getting better, and we never looked back. There are a lot of things happen in life, some bad, but good things start happening in life. So don't give up. Roaches changed my life. That's where the good fortune started happening. Don't give up. And make sure that you always move forward, no matter how hard it becomes. I wouldn't be sitting here today and talking about this story unless I had not become successful. Thank you very much for watching the video. Tell your friends about this, my channel, Sharma the Man, and subscribe my channel. Share this story with your friends, and make sure that you work hard, save and invest. I'll make more videos, how millionaires think, how millionaires invest money, and how millionaires are different from middle class people. Thank you again.